how can the EU cooperate with Africa to stop the spread of the virus? Well, perhaps I'll take for this question first in English.
That the Commission already at the end of February had announced a package of 232 million euro to help tackle globally the coronavirus, because again we keep saying that it's a global crisis. We need cooperation. We need to tackle this together. Of this package, 114 million would be channeled through the World Health Organization, in particularly the Global Preparedness and Response Plan that they have launched. You know that it's for the WHO, for the World Health Organization, to see which are the countries that need this the most. So basically, the main idea, of course, is to help those countries with the weaker and the weakest healthcare systems to be able to tackle this crisis. We also plan for a 15 million package specifically to be allocated for Africa. This includes 5 million for the Institut Pasteur in Dakar, in Senegal, and this will very much support measures to help the rapid diagnosis and the epidemiological surveillance. It's something that we are also helping our partners, and particularly Africa as well. Je pense que c'est aussi très important.
I think it's also very important to say that we don't all just now have to cope with this emergency situation. It obviously affects all of us, but it's also important that we highlight the fact that the EU for years now has been working with lots of our partner countries, including in Africa, to help them to strengthen their health systems. And we've contributed almost 1.01 billion euros to 13 African countries in recent years to support the health systems. Thank you. Virginie, I think you wanted to add something on that topic. Yes, on the second question, which is more specifically to do with how the EU can cooperate with Africa to restrict the spread of coronavirus there. A few things I wanted to mention. The question also mentioned the famous saxophonist Manu Dibango from Cameroon. And firstly, I wanted to express our sincere condolences to the family and friends of Mr. Dibango. We learnt this morning that he had died following an infection of coronavirus. Cameroon has lost a great artist, and we share the sadness of the people of Cameroon. Now, more generally speaking, when it comes to our cooperation with Africa to restrict the spread of the virus, that is key. Yesterday, the Ministers for Foreign Affairs had a video conference, and they recalled the importance of strengthening cooperation and solidarity at international level. The High Representative and Vice President Josep Borrell very clearly said we have to be vigilant when it comes to the situation in Africa. The impact of the pandemic there may quickly get out of control. That's why we're working with international organisations, and in the near future, during and after the crisis, we'll have to really mobilise to support at-risk countries and those who are most vulnerable. So the first step is to carry out an analysis of the situation, working closely with African leaders. The High Representative Vice President Josep Borrell will be having phone calls. This afternoon he'll have a discussion with the African Union's Commissioner for Social Affairs, Amira El-Fadil, and Dr. John Nenkazong, who's Director of the African Centre for Prevention and Control of Diseases. Then, second phase, we'll have to see how we can come up with concrete support to respond to the epidemic which has already started to hit African countries, and that will have to be done on the basis of a risk assessment that's currently, a need assessment that's currently underway. Obviously, we're not going to wait for the next summit. The question had asked about that. We've already started. I think Anna's already mentioned that a little bit. I don't know whether she wanted to add anything else.